B'siyata Dishmaya, we're here in the Alshech Academy, learning the Ramchal, Rav Chaim Moshe Luzzatto, Zecher Tzadik Kadosh Livracha, Zchuto Yagen Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, Amen.
Amen.
He's a big tzaddik. May the shir be for the refuah of all of the injured of Am Yisrael, spiritually and physically, for the success of the Chayalim, and for the return of all of those in captivity. Be'ezrat Hashem. So we learned about Hashem, that Hashem is complete and He's not lacking, and He's not made up of many parts. He's simple, He's one, He's before, He's complete. There's nothing that's around Him, nothing can understand Him at His core. And then we learned that Hashem, the purpose of creation was in order to give over from His good, to do good for others, and to give over of His good to others. And that good is the ultimate good, right? He can't give you a car and say, hey, I gave you some good. What is a car when you're Hashem? I want you, right? So Hashem wants to give from Himself to us. And then we got to a point where we understood that the human being is the choicest creation, because the human being is the only one that is placed between the decision to make the right decision and the decision to make the wrong decision, right? To cause more lack and more negativity in your life, or to complete yourself and to work on yourself and to come more towards completion. And the second you start to do that, you're actually clinging to Hashem. And this is now chapter 1, Chelik Aleph Perek Shlishi, right? Chapter 1, the third part. And here it's called Bamin HaEnoshi, about the human race, right? The human species. Kvar Zacharnu, we already mentioned that since the person is this creation that was created in order to cling and attach himself to Hashem, the human being is, so to say, placed between completion and lack. And you have the ability, you have the tools to complete yourself and to work on your midot, like we just learned. But it has to be your decision and it has to be your will. That's the point. If you were forced against your own will, just the reality is you have to do good, right? Then you wouldn't be considered a master and owner of your perfection, of your goodness, because you're not really the owner, since you were forced to do it. You were forced to become better. That doesn't mean that you actually decided to become better. A person who acquires, who actually does it, who acquires this progress in their journey of becoming a better person, they are the ones that really own it. And this person that was forced, right? When a person acquires it himself, then all of a sudden he's the one that's causing it, so to say. Therefore, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who wants you to have good, but He wanted you to have the ultimate good by way of how much that you could accept it, right? Again, everybody is made up in a different way. Everybody is able to comprehend Hashem on a different level. A child has a certain level, a teenager, an adult, an older man, all have different levels of vessels to acquire and attach themselves to Hashem, according to their actions, according to what they know, according to what they've done in their lives, right? If you were just forced to do the right thing, then you didn't really complete yourself so much and to allow yourself to connect to Hashem more. So Hashem had to make it that we have the decision to become good or not to become good, and then we will determine how much good do we want to tap into. That your nitiyah, your inclination should be, right, so to say, like tilting between either side, and you make the decision, do I want to go right on this decision, right? Today, do I want to be a good person, or do I want to let my anger come out, right? Or do I want to go to the left? You have the ability to choose with consciousness, with a desire, which side do we want to go on. And you also have the ability, in order to acquire whatever it is that you want. Therefore, a person was created with a Yetzer Tov and a Yetzer Hara, and the decision is in his hand. Which way do you want to point to your body? Which way do you want to lean? אולם היות הדבר הזה נשלם כראוי, גזרה חוכמה עליונה, שיהיה האדם מורכב משני הפכים. In order for this decision to be proper, that you have the ability to go right or left, to do right or to do wrong, Hashem made it, decreed with His supernal wisdom, that a person should be made up of two opposites, meaning מנשמה שכלית וזכה וגוף ארצי ועכור, from a soul that is spiritual and pure, and also from a body that is physical and lacking and not so pure. Mechuar in Hebrew is ugly, right? Achur, so too is the same root. I don't know if there's a better word, but
achur is kind of not clear, dirty.
Yeah, not clear. Yeah, ugly. There's a better word, yeah, achur, exactly. But shekol echad mehem ite beteva litzido. Everyone, meaning your soul and your body, they lean and are inclined towards where they're rooted. Meaning the body goes towards physicality and the neshama goes to spirituality. And you'll see that there's this war between them. באופן שאם תגבר הנשמה תתעלה היא ותעלה הגוף עמה. If the neshama is perseverant and overcomes, then it will ascend and the body will ascend with it. ואותו האדם המשתלם בשלמות המעוטד. And then the person will start to perfect himself in the same goal that the whole entire creation was created for you to become better, and you to become as much as like Hashem as possible, so that you can cling to Hashem. If you allow for the physicality to overcome, then the body will go down, and the neshama will go down too. Where's the body from? The ground. So the body, where does it want to go back to if it's always leaning towards its root? To the ground. So if the more physical you want to be, the more closer to the ground you're going to be, so too you're going to be bringing your neshama down with it. And that person will not be fit to receive completion, and he will now be pushed away, so to say, from anything to do with completion, anything to do with working on yourself. God forbid. לאדם הזה יכולת להשפיל חומרו לפני שכלו ונשמתו ולקנות שלמותו כמו שזכרנו. So this person has the ability to put down his physicality and prioritize his spirituality and his neshama, and to acquire all of this good that we're talking about. Right? This is the secret of what we say every single day in the winter. Mashiv haruach u'morid hageshem. When you return spirituality, you put down physicality. Right? You could flip it even. Morid hageshem mashiv haruach. If you put down your geshem, your gashmiut, you will return your spirituality. V'amnam kazar tuvo yitbarach shemo, but Hashem made a decree in His goodness. Sheyeh gvul ishtadlut hazeh hamitztarech la'adam la'asig hashlemut. There should be a boundary, a border of how much effort a person needs to put in order to receive this perfection. And when a person completes and achieves his maximum effort, he will acquire this perfection, and he will rest. He will now rest in the benefit that comes out of becoming such a good person for all eternity. Therefore, there was engraved, there was set up in statute 2 times for the person. One is the time of work, and one is the time of reward. The midah of good is greater. The measure of the good is much greater. Why? Because the time of work, yesh la zman mechukak. There's the time of work, the time of doing the effort and putting in the work and putting in the effort of becoming a better person. That's a limited time, like Hashem decreed. It would be fitting for that. Receiving the reward of all the good that you did in this world in the time of work, there's no end to it. There's no limit. For all eternity, you will be walking and taking immense delight in all of the perfection that you acquired for yourself. What do we learn from this? You have a life, and in that life, you have a body and a soul. The soul wants to perfect itself and to become more godly. The body wants to say, forget about it, let's become more physical. According to how much you push down your body and elevate your soul, they go together, right? So if the soul goes up, the body goes up with it. And if the body is more important, then the soul goes down with it, right? According to how much you're able to pull up your soul and your body in the certain limited amount of time that Hashem gives you to work, so too you will now enjoy that amount of reward for eternity. Meaning the level, you have a period of time to work. Let's say you start at 0, right? If you get to 70, just for example, you get to 70 in the 120 years that you live, you got to level 70. You will now enjoy level 70 pleasure for eternity, right? If you only got to level 20, because you gave so much importance to your body, and you were a nice guy here and there, then you will enjoy level 20 pleasure for eternity, right? God forbid not to say 0, right? Who knows if there'll be eternity? Right? So this is the name of the game. You have a limited time to put in the work, to elevate your soul over your body, and according to how much you do that, is that level of pleasure and delight that you're going to be taking part in for eternity. The time of work is limited, the time of the reward is infinite. According to the changing of the times, so too, like time changes, so too your situation in life should change, and everything that happens in your life, the happenings, the occurrences in your life also change. According to your life, right, the time of effort that you have to put in, meaning lifetime, the physical life, so too you have to go through all of the different situations you need in order to acquire the good, in order to become better and better and better. So you can't just be that you're born and you have the same exact day every single day. No. You're a child, you're a teen, you're an adult, you get married, this, that, everything you need, even the divorce, God forbid, could be, all of that could be part of what Hashem's situations that He provides for your neshama and your body to get closer to the goal. Meaning, it must be, the Ramachal says, that you're going to have this war between your physicality and your spirituality. It must be that you go through that war in your life. There shouldn't be anything like some setup from Hashem that, no, this person, his physicality has no ability to come over his soul. That can't be. Right? If the physicality is part of you, the physicality has the ability to control over you. Like, meaning you have the ability to let it rule over you. And there also can't be anything that prevents the spirituality from overcoming and being the number one power inside of you. There's also not something that could stop the spirituality from becoming too powerful, or stopping the physicality from becoming too powerful. Meaning, everything it's free game. Anything could happen, right? You're not limited in any way. Nothing has the upper hand. There's no handicaps here. This is your body and this is your soul. Go on your journey. Everything could happen. Open world. On one side you could say, Hashem, listen, you want us to have good? Give us the upper hand. Give us a super powerful neshama that has all the benefits from the get-go. Right? And let us do it. According to the intention of creation, which is that a human being should be placed between these two sides, and he should acquire the good, so that he could really enjoy the good in the world of reward, right? And he could say, I worked on this, I earned this, I did what I needed to do in the time of work to be able to enjoy this level of reward for eternity. If that was the intention of the creation, then it's not good that we should have the upper hand on either side. We need to come into the world 50-50. The ability to do good and the ability to do bad, without any extra additional benefits or bonuses on either side. In the time of receiving the reward, it should be fitting that it should be on the opposite of that. The opposite of how it is in this world. In the time of receiving the reward, it's not like that. In this world, it's 50-50. In the time of receiving the reward, it's all neshama. It can't be that the body should prevent you at all from receiving the reward.
The difficulty I have with that is that if it's me that has to earn the reward, then I'm neither the body nor the soul. I'm something in between that chooses.
You are both. You are a human. What is a human? A human is made up of a body and a soul.
Yeah, but the me that chooses between the good of the soul and the ugliness of the body, that's neither the body or the soul. Who is the me that's choosing?
Both of them unified. The fact that you were born in this and this time, so these and these parents in this situation, right? Made up of a spiritual reality from this and this situation, right? That together, that came down in this lifetime called Shlomo, that's who you are. Body and soul. Yeah, we hear this a lot in Judaism. You're not a body, you're a soul experiencing a body. According to the Ramchal, no, a human being is Hashem pairing a body and a soul, and they are inseparable for life. They both influence each other, and they both have to rectify each other. Like he said in the beginning, if before the sin of Adam, right, what was the whole point? That together the soul will influence the body to the point that the body becomes spiritual itself and elevates to the highest level of Kedusha. Since he caused the sin, right, then there had to be a decree that now there has to be what's called death. Meaning in one lifetime you will not be able to completely purify your body. So now you have to die. Your soul temporarily leaves your body. The body decomposes. And then there will be a resurrection of the dead where then they will experience what the original intention was before the sin. Right? So what are you? What was Adam? Right? A human being is this makeup of both sides together, and that's what it is. Yes, obviously, why do we talk in the language of you're a soul and not a body? Because that's where your emphasis should be. Your emphasis should always be on the soul and not on the body. Because the body comes from the ground, and the body is, like we said, covered up in dirt and ugly. And the neshama is beautiful and pure, and that's where you should be aspiring to go. And that is also the intellect, the thought, the spirituality inside of you. So we want to put our emphasis there, but here, what you're saying is important to clarify. Yeah,
I also wanted to explore the idea of the combination of the body and the soul. Is it the same as the combination between male and female? Like, it's a very similar pattern. Yeah. You have two different opposite pools, and Hashem puts them together in one body, and one being, and he says, okay, now sort it out.
For sure, 100%. Yeah, listen. Obviously, it's not one-to-one, but it is on the side of a relation and relativity and comparison. Just like right, you have the influencer and the receiver. So it's the same thing. The body received the neshama inside of it. Right, the body exists for 40 days before there's a neshama. 40 days in the stomach, there's no neshama. It's just literally a fetus. On the 40th day after conception, all of a sudden it receives a neshama. Right? So too, you see there, then the body would be the feminine, the receiver, right? And the male would be the influencer, the thinker, that develops. Yeah, 100%. But again, mainly that's masculine and feminine. We have that also inside of us. Not necessarily always male and female, right?
Right.
והנה לא היה אלא מחשיך ומעכב על הנשמה שלא להידבק בבורא יתברך. If in the world of reward you would have a body, then it would only make it darker and it would make it harder and prevent the neshama from having true dveikut in Hashem. ועל כן הנה ראוי הוא שלא תשלוט אז אלא הנשמה. Therefore, in the world of reward, it's only proper that the neshama should rule and not the body. והחומר יהיה נמשך אחריה לגמרי באופן שלא יעכב על ידה כלל. The body exists in this, however this means, I don't understand it myself, right? But here what he's saying is, in that world of reward, the body is there, but it's completely nullified to the neshama, and it's being completely pulled after the neshama.
Realm.
In this realm, yeah. ואומנם על כן נבראו שני עולמות. Therefore, there was a creation of two worlds, עולם הזה ועולם הבא. This world and the world to come. עולם הזה, המקום החוקים הטבעיים שלו. This world, in its place and its physical statutes and physical laws, הם מה שראוי לאדם כל זמן השתדלות. This is what's fitting for a person to go through in the time that he needs to be putting in the effort to try to get to the goal. בעולם הבא, and the world to come, המקום החוקים שלו, it has its place and its physical and its statutes, its laws. הם מה שראוי לו בזמן קיבול השכר. This is what's fitting for the person in the time of receiving the reward. And I think we're going to have to stop here. We're up to Ot Hey, right? But it's very important that people make this mistake a lot. Olam Haba does not mean when Mashiach comes. Olam Haba does not at all mean the times of Mashiach and when Mashiach is here. Olam Haba is a spiritual realm that has nothing to do with what we know in this world. No prophet ever knew or saw Olam Haba. No one. We know only about Olam Hazeh. Says no prophet ever saw what was going to be in Olam Haba. We don't know about it. We just know. We know about it, but we don't know the actual reality there. But we know it's not this world, right? So don't mix up Yemot HaMashiach and the Geula with Olam Haba. Just an important side note here. B'ezrat Hashem, next week we'll continue.